Hi guys, I'm Shmee, and this video is inspired quite literally from a lot of questions I've been seeing from you guys recently. Where has my GT4 gone? Well, firstly, it's here. It hasn't gone anywhere. I've seen a load of people replying to each other's comments saying that I've sold it. Well, I think I can quite literally say that I have not sold it because it's right here. I have the key in my pocket and I am enjoying driving it an awful lot. It is still the driver's car it ever was. Now, also people have made the point that since I did the Martini livery and the IPE exhaust system, I haven't really featured it that much, and that is totally fair. You have not heard the exhaust being driven very frequently, and well, the reasons for that are, let's think about it. I did the exhaust in the week before Christmas, then I went to Dubai for 2 weeks, then I went to America for 2 weeks, then I went to the Geneva Motor Show and all of that stuff, then in March I went to a couple of other places, and then the whole way through, well, the end of March all the way through to now late April, I've been on the road the Where Shmee Tour in the FF and in the McLaren. So basically the GT4 has not been seeing a whole lot of love. Now, when I went to do my race license with Lotus and MSA and Track Club up at Snetterton and Hethel, I did drive up there in the GT4, so it was there in the background of the videos a bit, and I think probably since I fitted the exhaust, I would guess I've done 1,000 miles or so, but most of that's been to go for lunch with family, to go around London. I took it up to 1 or 2 places out of London, so the mileage has added up, but nothing exciting enough to be worth filming for you guys. So dare I say it, this is the world's greatest first world problem. When you've got a few different cars to drive, is actually taking them all out and driving them all in the purposes they were intended, because of course in this time I've done road trips in the FF and the McLaren, and I'm sure it won't be too long until I do another road trip in the GT4, but that time hasn't seemed appropriate yet, so I've been using the others. It does feel a little bit strange though when I'm on the road for 3 weeks in the McLaren, 3 whole solid weeks on the road, and I start seeing comments of like, oh my gosh, you don't show your GT4 anymore, why not? It's because I'm on a road trip in the McLaren, guys, come on. Yeah, and the other first world problem that comes with supercars is the old flat batteries that you've seen in the previous video to this one. Now, today's weather's a little bit changeable. Just before I started doing this video, I put my sunglasses on because I was being blinded by the bright light, and now I'm feeling drizzling rain on me. Thanks, English weather. It's the end of April. Can we have some sunshine, please? I miss it. We had some pretty good weather down in the south of France and Italy and the likes. So, the car, let's talk GT4. It is still absolutely awesome. I've had a lovely, lovely drive out just now. Took it for a wash at Posh Wash because sitting in the garage it's got very dusty and a bit murky. It's obviously still running on the Sport Cup 2 tyres. Lots and lots of grip to those. Lovely, lovely. And there are the carbon IPE exhaust tips down there at the back that make all that lovely sound. So I think in this video I'm probably for a bit going to just make some noise as I drive along. But you can see here, look, I've done over 4,500 miles. The car's only 6 months old. Often turns on in auto mode. Let's shut the radio up. So I've got the remote for the IPE valve control. Open it up. I do tend to find I'm driving it in auto mode nearly all the time though, because that means I can be quiet. If you keep the revs low, and as you push harder on the accelerator or take the revs up above sort of 4,000 or so, it opens up. For now, let's open it. Sounds so good, and all the crackles this car makes are just absolutely wonderful. So I'm gonna take this for a drive in a second. First proper drive since I got home from the tour, so warming it up, I suppose, giving it a good run, although I've driven a couple of miles to come slightly north out of London, so I'm not just driving it around in 30-mile-per-hour roads, because let's face it, the car is noisy. London is not the right place to be driving it, and nor is it a very fun place to be driving in a car with a manual gearbox. So we've got some nice countryside roads, and this is exactly where we want to be, driving GT4. So another thing, just thinking about it, because I did drop a bit of a cliffhanger about new cars to come, I'm going to give you guys a heads up now. I'm about to be teasing you a lot with what new car I might be getting. There are going to be so many different cars that I'm going to mislead you with and make you think I'm buying. It's going to be hilarious. But for now, let's jump in and go drive. Let's go then. GT4. This is always a lot of fun, and actually one of the reasons I've got it in auto mode right now is because I have got some horses in front of me, some ponies out for a ride. So let's go very quietly past them. That's exactly why I've got it set up like this. Then actually, let's put it straight in the on modes. It's going to be loud all the way, sport, so that I have the auto blipping on the downshifts, which I love. I know some people out there mixed emotions, but at least you can turn it on and off. And let's go. And This is where you can just let the exhaust scream away. It sounds so, so good. But why is it raining? Why is it raining? It was such a nice day earlier. The downshifts. I don't think I could ever get bored of this sound, this car, the driving experience, the emotion when you're at the wheel of it. Everything to do with it is just such a wonderful setup. It's so nicely balanced. It's such an amount of power you can actually drive. And I've basically said all of this before, haven't I, when I've taken the car for sort of driving videos when I got it, when it was new. I'm still enjoying it every bit. It's the kind of car I wish I could keep forever. I feel like I might have to sort of supersede it at some point with something else in my collection, in my garage. But it's one of those. It's just a truly, truly special machine that was built entirely for a purpose, and that very purpose it does in an absolutely perfect way. So I'm just going to keep driving because it revs and revs and revs. The red line in here is about 7,500 RPM, but my word, now we've got some puddles on the road too. It's fun getting there. It's very fun getting there. And when you lift off, pop, crackle, burble, and then you can just go and listen to it open up as you put your foot down. This exhaust system, and obviously we're driving with the windows up, is breathtaking. It's the full system, headers back, all the way through to the back box on the tips. And it's such a nice setup for this car. And I mean, you just want to kind of shift it all the time. The shifting setup in this car, you go down to third just to hear that shift. It's done. The ratios, some people, there's a lot of talk about the ratios being too long, but what that means is it's sort of a manual that you're not constantly shifting it, unless of course you want to like this, just because it sounds so good. But you can basically just go between second and third on a good drive. Poor cyclist who's about to get a very loud noise of a GT4 exhaust as I accelerate away. Hey, that's the red line, people. That red line, the sort of mythical thing you think I never get to. Get there in the right car. That's what it's about, enjoying it. Well, not bouncing off it. This is a lot of fun when you find a good road. In fact, I'm just going to go around this roundabout and back along the same road because I really, really liked it. Should we try that one? Choices. I don't actually know where I am at all. All I know is that I enjoyed driving that road, so let's roll it again because nice twists, nice turns, pretty little countryside road, exactly how the English countryside should be. So let's go. Back past the cyclist, he's probably wondering, what on earth are you doing? Well, I'm out enjoying driving how a car like this is supposed to be driven on a lovely weekend day. This is what it's for. This is what it is all about. Yeah, it is, like I said, a little bit of kind of an annoying problem to have too many cars. I can't imagine what it's like if you have a garage with like 10, 20 cars, because quite frankly you just can't find the time to drive them, especially if you have a travel schedule like mine. You're always on the road in different countries doing all the sort of press events and road trips, sharing all of this content with you guys. It means that I can't obviously always be driving the cars, but when I am here, believe me, I make the most of it, and I don't intend to let this car go in the immediate future. We'll see what happens down the line. Like I've told you, obviously there are more cars coming, the ones I'm going to be teasing you about, what and when. But you know, I'll have to mix up the garage in the process. Obviously, the first car incoming is the 675 LT Spider. I've told you a lot about that, the Orion Purple. And when that car arrives, it's going to hopefully initially be an additional car. So I'll have facelift LP560 with the sort of triangular bits coming the other way there. Hopefully, like I said, initially the Spider will be an additional car, so I'll have the 675 Coupe and the Spider and the Ferrari FF and the Cayman GT4, and I certainly consider myself very, very lucky to be able to have all of those cars at once. But then I will have to make some changes down the line for the next cars that are coming. Maybe I'll have to make a decision between the two LTs, maybe I'll have to let the GT4 go. We shall see in due course, but like I said, that's a problem to worry about then. See what's appropriate, what cars I want for upcoming trips. For now, just listen to this. Just listen to this. And I miss a lot driving this on the mountain roads when I had it down in the south of France at the end of last year. I miss that a lot because when you have this noise bouncing back, echoing sort of off the rock faces, it's just something else entirely. But who am I to complain, you know? I don't know if you can hear on the camera, the noise of the overrun. It's really, really nice. And then, if you want it to be less antisocial, off. If I accelerate with it off, that's up to 5,000 RPM. hear it, do you? Even the downshifts are significantly more muted. And open it back up again, it gets much louder straight away. So you have that nice little switch which you can configure and set up as part of the Valvetronic exhaust system. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the IPA exhaust on this car. I would thoroughly recommend to anybody with a GT4 to do it because it sounds absolutely brilliant. In fact, everybody out there should go buy a GT4 because it's pretty much the best car in this bracket that exists. That's why they are still holding strong value, well above what they cost new, which is obviously a really nice place to be in, especially, like I said, in a car at this price point. It's quite unusual. So I feel very, very lucky and privileged to have been able to get my hands on one. Hopefully I'm driving it how I'm supposed to drive it, taking it out, enjoying it. Like I said, I took it to a track day as well. Of course, I took Anglesey as part of one of my ESO tours, so I had a good bit of fun driving it around Anglesey, and then I'm sure that's not going to be the last. So I'm invited to take it to a track day at Spa just after I was at Spa with the LT, but of course I was then on my way down through Germany. But hey ho, you can do what you can do. For now, let's just stroll back into London. But my word, I really love this car. It's so much fun. And I think now that people have got used to the Martini look as well, they're not complaining so much about it. So good. Well, I'm going to bring this video to a close. I think basically my point is that the GT4 is absolutely epic, and where's it gone? Absolutely nowhere. It lives in my garage. It's a car I love driving, and I'm not trying to pull a fast one on you guys and pretend I've still got it when for some reason I don't, which I think a lot of you seem to have been suspicious of, but no, it's here, it's having a lot of fun, and it's being driven how it should be driven. Lots of fun roads, track days, and now, well, just short of 5,000 miles in only 6 months of usage. I've actually got to slow that down because 10,000 miles in a year is quite a lot for a limited run special edition car, so let's not do too much of that. The McLaren has also done about 5,000 miles in the same 6 months, and the FF has also done about 5,000 miles in the same 6 months, because, as I'm sure you'll remember, I bought all 3 cars in a 12-day window back last October. Yeah, I'm going to take it a little bit easier and do some more of these kind of trips in other cars. That's one of the sort of reasons why I'm doing Gumball in the Abdar S6, although obviously it's an Abdar S6, it's a €220,000 car. It's going to be lots of fun for the rally. 735 horsepower for motorway mile crunching is just about perfect. You'll be able to keep up with anything. There'll be 4 of us in relative comfort and sort of luxuriousness for that drive, so it's going to be absolutely brilliant. But I have really enjoyed taking the GT4. I might go take it for another little drive now, on my way back in, be a bit playful and see what's what. But yeah, back to London I go. Hope you've enjoyed seeing the car back on camera. It is still here and it's still sounding awesome with the IPA exhaust. So thanks very much as always guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Check out all of the other recent videos. There have been some pretty epic things and there's a lot more to come. I'll be catching up with you again very soon. Cheers. Okay, so here we go. P1 time. Got the lift system up already. That's going to make it easy to get. If Porsche offered me a GT3 RS, I would not take a second to think about buying one. Let's jump in.